So here we are in Bangalore for the Captain's Day event of the ICC Women's World Cup, which is set to begin in Guwahati on the 30th of September, with India taking on Sri Lanka in the opening game of the tournament. Hello and welcome to this special edition of from the New Indian Express. This is Gomesh. This episode, in this first part of the series, we will be previewing India's first match between India and Sri Lanka. We just finished listening to the all the captains, and my colleague Indranil Das will be there in Guwahati for the opening game as well. So in this particular episode, we'll just talk about India versus Sri Lanka and how this tournament could kick forward. First, let's start with India, led by Harmanpreet Co. They have a settled unit of sorts, but it is not without holes. They have a top five which has been in good form, but again, Pratika Rawal and Smriti has formed a good partnership. Harmanpreet is scoring runs, Jemima Rodriguez is scoring runs, but the it's a sort of issue in terms of where Harleen Deol fits in at number three, or whether Amanjot Kaur comes in and where does she bat, and where does Deepti Sharma fit in the batting order. It becomes a question, or rather a problem of sorts, on pitches as we saw in Delhi, a good batting wicket where when an opposition posts 400 or 350 plus total, where you need the continuous momentum, and Smriti played probably one of her best innings ever, and you need something like that. It is not often that happens every single day. So India will have to find a way to make sure the momentum goes forward post the power play, especially with the number three batter, whoever comes in. And then with the bowling is, of course, they have three bowlers with sort of injury scares. Renuka is coming from a long layoff, and then Arundhati Reddy had a sort of an injury scare in the warm-up game, and then of course Amanjot Kaur is also coming in after a long injury layoff. And they have four spinners who also have sort of struggled to take wickets in recent past. Four finger spinners in Sri Charani and Radha Yadav, Deepti Sharma and Sneha Rana. They have wealth of experience as well as youth. However, it will be interesting to see how these spinners bowl on good batting pitches, which is how the tournament is expected to start. Now, this is probably the last 8-team tournament where the teams play in a round-robin format. Pakistan will play all their teams in Colombo. India will travel to Colombo to play Pakistan after the first game against Sri Lanka, who will be led by Chamari Atapudo. They missed the last World Cup because of the lack of matches during COVID and the qualifiers getting cancelled midway during the pandemic. And now they have a chance to do something special at home. They play 5 matches at home, the Chamari Atapudo led Sri Lankan side, and then 2 in India, including the opening game in Guwahati. This tournament, in the lead up to it, there is a lot that has happened in terms of venue changes, in terms of scheduling. First, it was supposed to be held in Bangalore, and then changes happened. But finally, the tournament is here, and all captains are ready to go. And one of the themes that was spoken about at the captaincy events was how this is probably the most equally contested World Cup in terms of the competition that's there in the World Cup, where on any given day any team could beat the other team. And it's going to be a long tournament, like 8 teams playing in a round robin format. The final is scheduled to be played on November 2nd. So we are going to be there and all India matches and giving you updates and giving you all the everything that's happening behind the scenes and some special stories as well. But for now, on September 30, India will be kicking off the tournament against Sri Lanka. They'll be trying to put their first foot forward in the right direction, because it's a very special tournament for them, for Harmanpreet Kaur as well, who probably might be playing her last World Cup, and she's not getting any younger. She's in the north of 30s. And this is also a team that's been through a lot of so near and so far moments. They lost the final of the 2017 World Cup. They fell short by millimeters in the last game against South Africa in 2022. They lost the final in 2020 T20 World Cup. They lost the semi-final against Australia in the 2023 T20 World Cup. So they would want to finally put all those scars behind, and come together and deliver as a unit, and finally get their hands on what will be the senior women's first ICC title. And for that to happen, it's not just about Harmanpreet Kaur and Smriti Mandhana. It's about how the likes of Jemima Rodriguez, Pratika Rawal, Harleen Deol, Amanjot Kaur, they all come together and perform with the bat. And more importantly, how the bowling unit comes together. They have, on paper, they're all stars in their own realm, but how they cope up with the conditions, how they perform under pressure, how they cope up with the injury, and what kind of combinations they play. If they go in with five bowlers, they tend to struggle a lot because part timers go for runs on good batting pitches, as we saw in the recent India Australia series. So there is a lot to unfold. There is a lot to unpack in the coming days and weeks to come. But for now, it was all about the opening game, India versus Sri Lanka in Guwahati, where September 30, the tournament kicks off, and India, led by Harmanpreet Kaur, will be very, very eager to make sure they set the tournament off on the right footing, take a win, and then take it from there. We will be there after the match as well. My colleague Indra Das will be there at the venue, and we will be bringing you all the updates after the match as well as in the following India matches as well. So do stay tuned to the New Indian Express socials, YouTube, and of course the stories on the online as well as the newspaper as well. For now, uh, the tournament is finally here. It is the theme of the tournament they have made it is the will to win. Every team has the will to win, but it is also about the execution under pressure. Will whoever does that, whoever copes with the pressure, whoever thrives under pressure, they're going to be the last team standing. Who will that be? We'll find out in weeks to come.